She thought the worst was over when the vows were said tomorrow. She was wrong. My name is Sophia, and for as long as I can remember, affection in our house came with a price tag, one I was always expected to pay. From the outside, we were the perfect clan. Christmas cards with coordinated sweaters, Instagram posts captioned, "Blessed beyond measure." My mother, Victoria, orchestrated it all with her velvet voice and iron grip. But the unspoken law was clear. Mia sparkles. Sophia supports. I was the fixer. When Mia wanted the sunlit bedroom overlooking the garden, I gave it up without a whisper. When she racked up credit card debt or crashed another romance, I was the one who bailed her out, listened for hours, and pretended it didn't hurt when she vanished the moment I needed a shoulder. "You're so dependable," they'd say. Victoria, Dad, Richard. Even Mia herself. Dependable. Translation: you'll swallow the bitterness and keep smiling. Everything began to change when I met Ryan. He didn't treat me like background scenery. He asked about my photography, my late-night ideas, the dreams I'd buried under years of peacekeeping. With him, I felt seen, truly seen for the first time. When his parents, the Carters, surprised us with a wedding gift, a charming lakeside cabin in the Oregon woods, deeded directly to Ryan and me through a family trust, it felt like a miracle. A real home of our own.
No strings, no expectations.
A place where I could finally exhale. Victoria, however, had other ideas. In the weeks before the wedding, her questions grew pointed. Such a generous gift. Will it stay available for family? Mia's between apartments again, poor thing. I brushed it off as concern. I wanted to believe the best, even after decades of evidence to the contrary. But Victoria never asked idle questions. The rehearsal dinner was held in a vineyard restaurant, fairy lights twinkling overhead, laughter echoing off the stone walls. Mia held court at the head table, regaling guests with tales of her latest unlucky break. Sympathetic murmurs followed her everywhere. I sat beside Ryan, trying to ignore the knot in my stomach. Mia caught my eye and smirked, just a flash, but enough to chill me. "Big day tomorrow, sis," she said sweetly. "Everything's going to work out perfectly." Then Victoria rose for a toast. She beamed around the room, glass raised high. "To family," she began, her voice warm as honey. "And to sharing our blessings. That's why Richard and I have decided the lakeside cabin Ryan's parents so kindly gifted will be perfect for Mia right now. She needs a fresh start, and what better place than a family retreat?" The words landed like ice water. Mia giggled, brushing imaginary lint from her dress. "Oh my gosh, don't make a fuss. It's only a cabin. I'm sure Sophia doesn't mind helping her little sister out." Silence blanketed the tables. Forks hovered midair. Guests shifted uncomfortably. Ryan's parents exchanged stunned glances. They hadn't been consulted. Ryan's hand tightened around mine under the table, steady and furious all at once. Victoria kept talking, painting a picture of temporary use, family unity, how proud she was of our generosity. Mia nodded, dabbing at dry eyes. I felt every stare waiting for me to nod along, to smooth it over like always. Instead, I excused myself to the patio. The cool night air hit my face, and for a moment I couldn't breathe. Ryan followed seconds later. "They ambushed you," he said quietly.
No sugarcoating.
My phone buzzed. A group chat I'd forgotten to leave. Victoria had added me months ago for wedding logistics. The preview line made my blood freeze. "Victoria, make sure the tears come when I announce it. She'll cave if everyone's watching." I scrolled. Page after page of strategy. Tone suggestions, scripted lines for Mia, reminders that Sophia hates public scenes. She'll agree to keep the peace. The final message. Once guests side with Mia, it's done. She won't fight in front of the Carters. Ryan read over my shoulder. His jaw clenched. They planned every second of this. Something inside me snapped, not into rage, but into clarity. I wasn't that girl anymore. We walked back in together. Victoria was still holding court, basking in murmured approval. She spotted me and smiled wider. "There you are, darling. We were just saying how grateful Mia is. I took my seat calmly. Actually, I said, loud enough for the table to hear, there's been a misunderstanding.
Mia's smile faltered.
What do you mean? Mom just explained. The cabin isn't transferable, I continued. It's held in a marital trust. Any attempt to lend or reassign it to someone outside the marriage reverts ownership immediately, back to the Carters. Mr. Carter cleared his throat, voice like steel. That's correct. We set it up that way to protect the gift for Sophia and Ryan alone. Victoria's face drained of color. This is ridiculous. Family shares. Family doesn't steal. Ryan cut in quietly. Then I placed my phone face up on the table and began reading the messages aloud. Every calculated line. Every instruction to manipulate, guilt trip, perform. Gasps rippled outward. Mia's fake tears evaporated. Victoria gripped her napkin like a lifeline. When I finished, the room was tomb silent. This was never about helping Mia, I said. It was about taking something that finally belonged to me. Victoria stammered, lashed out, called me selfish, dramatic, ungrateful. Old accusations that once would have crushed me. This time, they bounced off. One by one, guests stood and left. Not with slammed doors, but with quiet, unmistakable disapproval. Ryan's parents thanked me for standing up. My own parents sat isolated in the wreckage of their scheme. The next morning, I changed the locks on our apartment, blocked their numbers, and forwarded everything to the Carters' lawyer. No drama. Just boundaries, solid, permanent ones.